Yes, Charlotte, North Carolina. How y'all doing? The Vegan Love Coach Show, Marathi Howie. I'm here with a very special guest, a library of knowledge on going back into the earth. An eye examiner, look you straight into your iris and tell you what's going on in your system. Very powerful brother by the name of Dr. Lamar Price, here from LA. So you can introduce yourself and say hello to Charlotte.
Well, just like Marathi said, hello everybody. My name is Dr. Lamar Price, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have an honor and a privilege and an opportunity to be sitting with this young man tonight. And he says I'm a wealth or a library of knowledge. This guy, he's on it, and I really appreciate what he's doing and the body of work that he's bringing, awareness and consciousness as far as our health is concerned, mind, body, soul, and spirit to the community in Charlotte, and it's needed. And as I was saying before we started, I said this guy, he's a beacon, and his energy is going to transfer to all of you all. We just want you all to have an open mind and just coming to the knowledge and understanding of getting an understanding on what disease really is and why it happens and how it happens, and this way you can understand how easy it is to get rid of disease by doing natural things versus something unnatural.
Tell us a little bit about your history, man. When you start, what was your road, man, into coming into this?
Okay, well, my history starts back in Los Angeles, born and raised in Los Angeles, California. That's where I'm a native of. 1971, I'm 46 years old. I'm trying to add years to my life. I don't feel it, though. I definitely don't feel my age. And many years ago, I was diagnosed with some health issues, and the doctors told me that there was no cure for these health issues. And long story short, because I definitely don't want to waste time talking about me, because it's not about me. I'm real humble about my past, but my past helped to shape and cultivate who I am today, and I thank God for my past and, you know, the testimony that I do have to help me to overcome a lot of oppositions in my life. And it started on the streets. It started hanging around the wrong people and getting into trouble all the time, and then it led up to me getting some health issues that I didn't quite understand. And then when I started doing things naturally and seeing these health issues to reverse, then that was the start of all of this. I said how exciting it is to have something happen to you and witness what disease feels like, to witness diagnoses that are grim, and there's no cures for these diagnoses even as of today, because this is going all the way back to the 90s when the doctors told me these health issues that I was dealing with, that there's no cure for. But then I started doing things that changed the way I felt, that started changing the way I looked and acted, and those things were natural principles, and the doctors are baffled. So I'm excited. I just want to find out, what did I do on an accident to get rid of some things that you said that I cannot get rid of, even with surgery and medicine? And then I went on this journey to study, went back to school, got a doctorate, did all my health sciences. I have so many studies and certificates of completion and degrees, it doesn't add up to how I did it all in such a short amount of time. But it's all about experience. It's all about traveling around the world, traveling to countries where they don't have hospitals, traveling to countries where the nearest hospital is an 8-hour drive away, traveling to places where you have hundreds and thousands of villages of people in different tribal, and these people don't do prenatals, they don't do birth control, they're not, taking medications, they're not dealing with diabetes, they're not dealing with cancers and eye issues and canes and walkers and hover-rounds. So when you start seeing this outside the box of America and you ask these questions, how are these people in their 80s and 90s thriving with no glasses and they got their teeth, and you come back home and everybody is sick, everybody's on some type of pill, you start asking some serious questions. So that's what I did. I just got on a journey asking questions, become thirsty for knowledge, started seeking after knowledge, getting an understanding in everything, started dissecting truths, and just really seeking God, asking God. I said, well, God, hey, if you really do exist and you really did create everything, I need wisdom. I need knowledge. And that's exactly what I did. I asked God for the wisdom. I asked him for the knowledge. I started studying, and not just relying on American studies and my medical background and my medical sciences and health sciences. I started studying people in other countries. I started asking questions to a lot of the elderly people who are at 100 years old. Yeah. Meeting people in other countries in the Mideast at 120 years old. What are you doing? And you're not on medication. You're 120 years old and you're moving, you're thriving. And I'm looking at you praying and jumping up and arm wrestling men in their 80s.
Powerful.
How is this? Because they have an alkaline diet. So when I picked up on the diet of the body being alkaline, the rest was history for me. I just started practicing on my own self and alkalining my own body and living a vegetarian lifestyle for years, 17 plus years.
What your profession is, being able to go eye examining,
yes,
being able to go and look someone inside their eyes and the iris is down through their soul, basically.
That's right.
To tell what's going on. A lot of people don't know in the Hebrew language that soul is the inner organs.
That's right.
So you're able to look into the eyes and see what's going on in the inner organs and tell people what's going on. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, and it's an interesting science. It's nothing new. It's been around for many years, and this science is new to the communities, that I've been visiting, especially into the black community. It's new information. The study of the iris, which is the color part of your eyes, is called iridology. Iridology is the study of the iris. The reason why I got into iridology is because in the medical world, you have to do scopies, you have to do tomographs, you have to do MRI, CT, you have to do some type of use of radiation to get an image of the internal organs, which is deadly, which is dangerous to not just your tissue cells, but the internal organs can suffer behind being exposed to a radiation, especially with your colonoscopies, your CT, MRIs, and these PT scans, mammogram. I mean, they're looking at the mammary gland. You need radiation. To see inside of the internal organs, you need radiation. So I didn't want to expose my clients and patients to radiation to find out what's going on. So I found out about this simple, monumental study of the iris, that every organ in the human body, every system, and when I say system, I'm talking nervous, skeletal, muscular, all the systems of the body are right there in your eyes. If there's any organ that's lacking anything, nutrients, minerals, the vitality of that organ, if something's lacking, it's right there in your eyes. Your eyes tell a beautiful story of your health constitution as well as your whole history of what's been going on since birth. From the time you stepped into this planet, into this world, and came out of your mom's womb, all of your information is right there. The brain keeps copious notes. The brain never sleeps. The brain never slumbers. The brain is created in the image of our Creator, who never sleeps, never slumbers. He created our brains to be exactly like Him, all-knowing. When you're asleep, your brain is keeping record of what's going on. It knows if you get bit by a spider. It'll have you see a bump in the morning. You didn't even know how that bump got there. The brain is doing it. So the brain uses your iris as like information board, kind of like a Post-it note. And so what I had to learn is to take my medical background of physiology, of all of my studies in the anatomy of the body, and the understanding of the functions of all your organs. I take that integratively, mix it with natural. So what I do is I use the information that the brain is writing in the iris. So there's different markers, and it's kind of like what you said, the Hebrew language, the original language. That's right. The original spoken language. That's right. Hebrew is a picture language, and every letter of the alphabet represents a word. But in English, which is a Babylonian language, every letter needs to make a word to become a word. You need letters to make words. Well, in Hebrew, one letter is a word. So the brain uses the same type of language, the same type of concept, a picture language, just like hieroglyphics, or anything that's calligraphy or abstract writings. And what it does is it'll write on the wall the information. So if it makes a line, depending on the color of the line can mean damage to the organ or surgery or damage to the tissue. If it makes a circle, it's isolating that organ to say, I want you to focus on this organ right here. Microscopically, here's a circle, here's a magnifying glass. And if it's coloring it in white, the brain uses color white to represent inflammation. The circle is saying something's going on with that organ. And if it colors it in black, black is obviously negative. Dark energy, dark matter. Negative energy is dark, and that's why a black hole in space is negative energy, and it consumes everything around it. So if the organ is failing, it's going to start consuming everything around it, and that's where you'll see a black hole right in the iris, and it has to correlate with the positioning of the organs. So all your organs are mapped out in the eye. So instead of me exposing a person to radiation, I just look in the eye, and within seconds I can tell them what's going on. I can detect the immune system. If there's congestion of the immune system, which the brain will show a picture of congestion of the immune immune system. That means your lymphatic system, which is vessels and veins, lymphatic vessels and veins. You have 45 pints of white cells. You have 45 pints of immunity, that system which protects you. God only gave us 14 pints of blood. Our life is our blood. So in the blood vessels, veins, and arteries, you got 14 pints of blood. But in the immune system, you got 45 pints. Triple protection. Those are your white cells. White cells, triple the amount. So what they're doing is they're going to accumulate or gravitate to wherever the problem is. And because the negative energy is sucking or magnetizing the white cells. White cells show up, they correct the problem with a healing concept. I see that within seconds. Now, if there's congestion, lymphatic congestion is also known medically or a medical term of autoimmune deficiency.
That's right.
Autoimmune. So I could check autoimmune deficiencies. Now, I can look at the viral count, and if I see a viral count that's elevated, then I know not only do you have an autoimmune deficiency, but you have a viral count that's up, so you have a virus. Then I'll start looking at the skin zone, because I can see the skin through the eyes, which is the largest organ of the body, and it's in zone 7, which is the perimeter of the iris. Now, if your skin has certain types of marks, no matter what part of the body it is, I could tell that person you have a breakout or genital issues. Or you have it on your back or your legs. I just did an exam not even an hour ago. And the lady was sitting there with her son, and I looked in the eye and I said, wow, he's got damage in his C2 all the way to his T4. Now that's the neck to right above the mid-back.
Okay.
I looked in the eye in seconds. I told her that. I knew nothing about this kid's health or his medical history. The mom's mouth dropped, blown away. She said, I want you to see something. I walked around her son. She pulls his shirt back. He had surgical stitching all the way down in the very same area. She said he had nerve damage, spinal injury, and he has nerve compressions right now, exactly where. She said, how in the world did you see that? I said, because the minute something touches your skin, your nervous system picks it up and sends the message to the brain. You feel that.
That's right.
You feel that.
That's right.
You feel that. How do you know that I'm touching you? Even if your eyes was closed, you would feel it, because your brain is all knowing. The brain uses the eyes as information.
Powerful. All knowing.
The brain says,
that's powerful.
You just got cut. Something just broke. The brain said nerve damage. You just got bit. You got virus. You got pathogens. You got parasites. The brain will let me know what's going on in the body. And that's why I chose iridology as a way to diagnose people, so I can find the source of their problem. Because a person will come and say, my stomach hurt, my head hurt, my back hurt, I don't feel good, low energy, I can't see, something's going on in my body.
Yes.
You run to the doctor, you tell them all of what's going on with you, and what did the doctors do? Let's run some tests.
Yeah.
Let's run some tests. We're going to draw some blood.
We're going to draw some blood.
We're going to do some x-rays.
Yeah.
And then when they come back with your report, here's your report, here's the printout, you're high, 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 out of range, off, 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 off. We don't know what's wrong with you, but here's some medicine. So not only are we not focusing on the source of the problem in the medical world, we're just focusing on, let's just treat the symptom, because as soon as they give you a pill, guess what the pill does? The medication is known as blockers, inhibitors, trace blockers and inhibitors. All of these blockers, they're blocking neurotransmitters, so now you don't feel nothing.
You don't feel anything.
You don't feel, oh wow, my pain's gone. Thank you, doc. Oh wow, this cleared up. That stopped. Did you really fix the source of the problem? You just covered it. And I don't want to cover people's problems.
Yes.
I don't want to cover it. I want to eradicate it.
That's right.
I want to get rid of it. And to do that, you have to identify what the source is. Iridology is one of the best tools to find out what is really going on in the body, and it's very accurate. I don't have to guess. I don't have to say, oh, well, maybe I made a mistake. I'm just reading. Marathi was here at 2 o'clock. I can read that. That's English.
Yes.
So when I look in the brain, I'm just reading the messages that the brain said. The left kidney has elevated uric acid levels. Okay.
How?
You have elevated uric acid levels. You're drinking too much iced tea. And they're just like, I love iced tea.
I love iced tea.
Well, because iced tea is going to raise your uric acid levels.
Yeah.
I didn't say sodas.
Yeah.
I didn't say your creatinine levels. I didn't say sodas. So I had to learn all of the different types of foods, all of the different types of preservatives. You got corn syrup, starch, fructose, sucrose. You got sorbic acid, citric acid, folic acid, sodium dextrose, aspartame. You got all these chemicals that gluten that they put into the foods. So when they put it in the foods and we eat it, it becomes stored energy. Now, when you eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains, I can see that in the eyes because I know all your organs are thriving. I could tell you your liver looks great. Your kidneys look great. Your bladder looks great. Your brain looks great. You're alkaline. I can see if you're alkaline because, can you say this? Say alkalinity.
Alkalinity
is the exact same thing.
Is the exact same thing
as oxygen.
As oxygen.
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 Alkaline.
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 Oxygen.
Oxygen.
It's the same thing. So what's the opposite of that?
Yeah.
Acid.
Acid.
You're either one or the other. One or the other. So if I look in the eyes, I can see acid. So what does acid look like? Acid is negative. So if anything acidic goes into the body, metabolism is the process of turning food into energy. So then you become stored energy, electron molecules, negative energy, dark matter. You're going to have black holes, different parts of the body.
That's right.
In the organs. And if it goes into your body and it metabolizes, it goes into your blood. So when I look in the eyes, I'm looking at the blood. What filters the blood first? The liver. So if I look at the liver and I see black holes, your liver is acidic. That means you're filtering acid all through your body all day long. Because you won't stop eating things that are acidic.